So he's tired. And he gets back there, and guess what he finds out? The people didn't respond to God. That the queen, Jezebel, wants him dead. And because she wants him dead, he thought that he was going to turn the world upside down, but actually the world is turned on him. And guess what he wants to do? Quit. He's had enough. Tired, tired, tired. Tired of doing all this work and not seeing any results. Tired of doing all this work and people keep turning on me. Anybody relate? So then this plan comes into place. And it'll work for you and me. He goes under the juniper tree and he literally says, I want to die. He wants death. He's finished. God puts a plan together for him, and here it is. Rest. Do you know how important a good night's sleep is? I mean, really. And if you're not getting good night's sleep, they have doctors to help you sleep. I'm not talking about medication and drugs. You might have sleep apnea. Who here has sleep apnea? Do you have a machine to help you sleep? Does it help you sleep? Do you feel better the next day because you're sleeping? Yes. A good night's sleep is important. And eat right. Is Morris here? Morris. Healthy diet important in your line of work? Yeah? And by the way, I've never seen anybody, this man is in perfect shape physically. I've never seen anybody eat as much as that man right there. Is Akia here? Where's she at? In the nursery? Akia, can you hear me? There she is. She's waving through there. She's laughing right now, by the way. Your man can eat. Yes, he can. But eat right. Fruits, you know it. Vegetables, fiber. You see, the plan for Elijah was to get some rest, to eat some good food, and then he had this venting. Anybody like to vent? Ladies? We need to listen. Anyway, he vented. He complained and complained and complained. And guess who was listening? God. And then he ate, he rested some more, and he complained and complained and complained some more. And then God shows up and he shows him, hey, listen, you see that thunder? You see me move the world? You see me? I have that kind of power to shake things up. But then he shows up. Read it for yourself. 1 Kings 19. God shows up in this very light breeze. It's a romantic moment where God shows up in this embracing, like the breath of God reaching around Elijah saying, I'm here. That's the kind of God we have. And this is a plan for you, church. Listen, you get worn out, you get tired. Would you please get a good night's sleep or two? Would you please change a little thing in your diet and get some stuff that's good for you, healthy for you? And then would you remember that God has the power to shake the world up, and it's that same kind of power that has the gentleness to wrap his arms around you and hug you anyway? That's the kind of God we serve. But then the plan's not over yet. He says, I want you to go to the mountain of God. I want you to go to Mount Sinai. I want you to go to the place where the law began. In other words, for us, go back to your spiritual roots. Who here has a spiritual mentor? Who here taught you the gospel? Do you have parents and friends that have helped you and encouraged you and strengthened you spiritually? Go to those people. Spend some time with them. Go to conferences like we're going to down in Tennessee. Go to those things that will fill you with the good stuff. And then he follows it up by saying, now, I don't want you to work alone anymore. I'm going to give you Elisha, a helpmate, a partner. Because I think many of us can kind of feel alone and isolated. It's like, I'm carrying as much as I can, and I can't do it anymore. And what we need is a helper. And that's why the men's retreat is so important, because I'm thinking that we're all going to try to help each other carry the load, aren't we? Gentlemen? At least 5 of the 21. That's good. That's the plan, church. Rest, eat right, vent, see the power of God, know that his presence is wrapping you up, and go to the place that you can gain that spiritual food, that encouragement, the good words of advice, and then find somebody to serve with. Got it? That's the plan. Satan can't get you there. So anyway, he shows up to Jesus. What's the plan that Jesus has? 40 days hungry. Well, let's see. Verse 2. After he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he then became hungry, I guess so. And the tempter came and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread." Now think about it. God himself in heaven just said, "This is my Son." And the devil now is in the face of Jesus saying, "If you are." You see how the battle hadn't stopped? This is God versus the devil all over again. And he's questioning the identity of who Jesus is. And by the way, Satan wants you to get to question who you are. If you are a Christian, if you are who you say you are. Now here's the problem with this proposal. Is there anything wrong with bread in and of itself? Anything? Who again is hungry? Raise your hand. Who here likes bread? You like warm bread, like fresh baked bread with some butter melting on it? Huh? Come on now. Yeah. So this guy, he says, if you are the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. Now again, there's nothing wrong with bread. Does Jesus have the power to turn the stone into bread? Sure he does. So what's the problem? Why doesn't he do it? Here's the answer. If he does, he's going to try to prove who he is the way the devil says to do it, which then in turn makes him not who he says he is.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what he wants to do to us. He's going to show up when we're weak, and then he's going to question who we are, and then he's going to try to ask us or convince us or tempt us to take things that really are bad in and of themselves and turn them into something that's sinful. How do I know? I happen to have this one. Literally right out of the oven. Warm, baked bread. People in this section have been smelling it the whole time. It's warm. I can feel it. Anybody want a piece? Seriously. You want a piece? You do? Man, it's, matter of fact, so warm I can't touch it very well. Let me just get this thing. Oh, the smell of bread. I washed my hands, by the way, just before this. Amen. Look at that.
Ooh, yum.
Isn't this nice? Smell it. You hungry? Huh? Are you?
Yes, I am.
Seriously, who wants a piece? Oh, we got more hands showing up. Yeah. See, the preacher, he wants 2 pieces right over there. His wife's asking for 5. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I got butter. I do. Fresh butter. Right here. I'm going to peel off a nice chunk. Oh, look at how soft that bread is. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, soft butter, too. It's all melted. Look at that. Anybody? Seriously, raise your hand. Would you like one? You would. Look at all the kids raising theirs. At first, the parents were trying to put their hands down, but now the parents are still raising their hands right next to them. Here's the only catch. You have to choose between this and this. Now, I know you're hungry. I know it smells good. But you have to choose between these two.